Well, greetings and welcome to week 4 of the self-care challenge. We are doing the thing. We've been doing it all month long and we're almost near the end. And I am just so excited because you have been hanging in there with me all month long. So today, for today's live class that you're getting online this time, it's awesome. I have the lovely Mama Nia Hendricks Wilson. Now, let me tell you about this sister right here. This is a powerful sister right here. Not only is she a licensed therapist, not only did she start her own nonprofit, she is the executive director of Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers, but she is also a priestess in Kemetic philosophy. This woman knows her stuff when it comes to healing, helping women to heal, helping men and women to heal from trauma, from past heartbreak and pain and things of that nature so that we can live our best selves. And so today we are going to talk a lot about how to use different healing modalities. Some of the healing modalities that are now trendy, you know, crystals and yoga and meditation and breathing and all of that. A lot of times you hear people talking about these things, but they really don't know how to use them properly, right? They don't really know what they're doing. So, for example, yoga becomes just a practice, a physical practice, but it's not connected to the spiritual aspects of yoga. People now are really into crystals and gemstones, but they don't really understand why they're using them or how to best use them. And so we're going to talk about those things today. So I'm going to let Mama Nia talk a little bit more about that now. And so we will actually begin with our crystals.
Yes, we're so excited to bring to you guys about the crystals. Because, you know, that's how people act when you talk about sciences and you talk about various different healing modalities when using crystals. You know, you think of the crystal ball and all these various different forms, but you don't think about the practicality of them and how they function in your life every day. I sleep with crystals, I bathe with crystals, and I wear crystals. And it's something that, to me, if you are going to be an advocate and a practitioner of crystal work and crystals, and crystal work is really done in the sciences of Reiki, chakra healing and realignment, aura work. When you're doing that kind of work, you tend to use a lot of the various crystals. So what we decided to do is go up the chakras, the chakra system rather, and each chakra, we will explain some crystals that we have experienced, and explain how they can be used in practice, but also the benefits of the crystals. Ty and I were talking about how we sleep with them as well, and as I said earlier, and the dreams sometimes that we have, they're serious, and how sometimes we lose our crystals because they're not meant for us anymore. I recently lost, typically on this piece right here, which is the ginyame, or ginyame, or ginyame. People say it in different ways. And then I want to say that right here, you know, this is God is ever present. God is forever around, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. And I usually have a citrine behind this one to keep the peace, love, and joy, and remembering that creation, which is, citrine is about creation and healing, that God is always with me and creating and manifesting wonderful things in my life. Now, my citrine left me. I don't know why. I gotta do some signs on that one though, for real.
That was a pretty citrine. I just realized you don't have it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because you wear it every day.
Yeah, but it's the crazy thing is it's somewhere in my house. So somebody might, you know, one of my children might be sporting it one day, and I'm like, boy, girl, you better bring my dang on citrine. Anyway, so we're gonna go and start first with the root chakra.
This is garnet.
And so it is said in Western culture that garnet is my birthstone. Yes, I'm Aquarian. That was for you, Mama J. And so I typically will have garnet around me. Oh, let's put it close. T wants you to see it. See the little stone. It has a little difference. And we're learning now that we got to show you the difference in the crystals, because we got the eolite and the
Labradorite.
Labradorite confused, because it's a little thing that happens. So for the garnet, which is typically, sometimes you see a little bit more red in it when you look at it on stones, and it's shining in the light, but you can't see it here, and it has like a purple tinge to it as well. Garnet is a great protector. It is connected to the energy of Heru. I found out about garnet more as I started studying the crystals. Now, garnet has been my supposedly birthstone forever, and actually in spirituality it's not. It's actually in the metaphysical sciences it would be onyx or an indigo. And so I found out that garnet is a pretty cool protector. Now let me tell you about garnet. When I wore it, it's a protector. Again, when I wore it, I got on a plane. The purpose of me wearing it, and I put it into one of those crystal bulbs, and I wore my garnet. And let me tell you, I felt so at peace when I got on the plane and when it went up. Typically, I'm all like nervous, somebody get me a drink type of situation. But I was really cool because, you know, you're thinking like, oh, this plane is about to go up. So it was really cool because I didn't feel that way. I felt very much at peace. I went to California and Hawaii within a week's time, and I just did not feel that anxiety that I normally feel with the garnet.
Wow.
So that's garnet.
Wow.
And then we have one other one,
carnelian?
I think. My favorite. Get out of the bag. So, carnelian, it's, this is another one that I love. Can you see it? There you go. That's carnelian. Okay, so let me explain my carnelian. Now, I'm going to tell you what it says on the thing so you can understand why I love it. It said it awakens one's inherent talent, can produce inspiration in the spirit world, protects against fear, evil, and rage, provides stability, energy in the home, and restores vitality and motivation. Yeah. The other thing that I found out, this is the only stone that can cleanse all other stones without washing it or cleansing it, which is pretty cool, because if you are in a space and a place and interacting with people who are all off their rocker, you can have this stone and cleanse your aura. So this would be a really good stone, not only cleaning your aura, and if you have something like a quartz crystal that was really a attractor, this would be a good one to clean it off because you got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So definitely getting rid of fear and rage, especially fear. I think this one is one of those things where you feel very confident. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
When you have carnelian, which you feel very confident, it is a good energy to have. I can tell you that I do not go to bed without carnelian. And the reason being is I don't want them coming in my dreams. Let me tell you about that. So
that is a good that's a good reason. So that makes it good to pair with other stones that you would sleep with.
Yes.
So like stones such as amethyst, which really kind of awakens that. We'll get to that as we go up the chakra. But so it's a good grounding stone as well, because it's a root chakra.
Yes, it's a root chakra piece, and it will definitely help with keeping you grounded. And that is why it gets rid of evil and fear, because it's in the root chakra, and the root chakra is made for you to kind of purge and get rid of things. That's what it's all made for. Look how close it is to your womb. So even though your womb holds things, so it tells you the opposite of that too, meaning that it can also hold it. You know, and if we know about the metaphysical sciences, we know that in the root chakra, you can hold a lot of bacteria, a lot of stuff. So this would probably be a great one to use in your meditations and literally placing it on your root chakra and doing some deep breathing. I haven't used it that way, but now talking to you, I will.
I'm gonna try it too.
I think that would be a good piece to use to get rid of any evil, negative soot. I think it'd be great to get rid of those old relationships. I think carnelian would be great for that. And I can tell you, I was going to state that in my dreams, I have yet to not sleep well. I use a combination of carnelian and rose quartz. I love rose quartz. I'm a big fan of rose quartz. This Oshun kind of, Heteru piece. Rose quartz is a loving, nurturing, healing energy. It makes you feel so good. You might have, I'm going to say this because we're grown. You might have good sex with that doggone rose quartz. So,
Girl.
rose quartz is a really great thing. It's a great healer. It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
it makes you feel sexy, right?
It does.
And so rose quartz I use every night while sleeping with my husband, of course. And keeping the energy of the flow of the love in our space. And that is why I keep it underneath my pillow with cornelian. So I use protection and keeping creation and healing energy underneath my head.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So I just realized I'm not sure what we have for the
sacral chakra.
Carnelian, I've heard it can be used for the sacral chakra.
It can
actually. So
I don't know if we have any orange aventurine. I don't think we have any of that. Trying to think of another. Orange aventurine would be good. You got orange
aventurine, orange calcite also.
Calcite
would be great for the sacral chakra.
I'm trying to think of what else. I think carnelian you could use because it's kind of a blend. Yeah. And it looks like my anomaly might be a good blend. We were talking about this one earlier.
Yeah.
And this anomaly is fire agate. I'm going to read you. Where is my little... I guess I lost my little book. Well, fire agate.
Oh, here it is.
Here it is. Okay, so it says here... that it went right to it too, which was so cool. It says fire agate has a deep connection to the earth, and its energy is calming, brings security and safety with strong grounding powers. It supports during difficult times. Listen, you need some fire agate right there. Now it works in the root chakra as well as in the sacral chakra. So I would say fire agate would be really good for that. Another piece to that, it seems for me, when dealing with the sacral chakra, the calming is definitely necessary. I think oftentimes, you know how you say, I feel it in my gut, and your gut is up here, but you be like, I feel it in my gut, and it's way down here. That's because of the fact that that's where your anxiety sits, kind of. And so when you're dealing with a lot of things that you're unsure of, or dealing with some anxieties, you will feel it there. So fire agate might be that thing that you would need to just kind of remove that stuff. I would, even though citrine is not normally used for that, but because what I know about citrine being an ultimate healer and this really wealthy kind of feel, I would use that to kind of remove that anxiety. Because it could be used. Keep in mind, the stones are not set for one area.
Right.
They're just more powerful using the stones correlated to its colors. However, they can be moved in different areas. And you will find sometimes that some of the amethyst can be used also for the heart chakra, which is typically used for the crown chakra.
Right.
So you will find that some of these stones are transitional in its usage, and that it can help in various different areas.
But if you have any questions, or if this is your very beginning working with stones, it's good to look at their colors. That would be helpful.
Yeah.
So your redder stones, you would know that they would correlate to your root chakra. The more oranger stones, kind of like my shirt here. We're in red and orange. Look at us. See?
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam. We'll work with your sacral chakra, and then as you advance, you can see how these chakras how these stones kind of cross chakras as well.
There are also indicators for the kind of food you should eat, which is, I wanted to say that because we were talking about these stones and the alternative healing modalities, is paying attention to the colors as it relates to your food. Because I was thinking, like, for example, strawberries. Strawberries are the bomb for the vagina. I'm just about to tell you that ahead of time. Blackberries, strawberries, and y'all know I'm all about those peaches. So if you are a person who is having issues and need to purge some bacteria, bad relationships specifically, a lot of lovers, and you're trying to get rid of their stuff, you're going into a marriage, hey, use those fruits seriously use those roots, right? In combination with the chakras. And you will find an ultimate healing process that will happen, that will make you feel so energized and good. I can tell you that I was having some issues as it relate to, I was eating some food that was causing my skin and my body to dry up. I start eating peaches, and I was telling everybody about the peaches, and strawberries. And I can tell you that eating strawberries, peaches, and blackberries rejuvenated my skin, rejuvenated my root chakra, rejuvenated my whole body. And my skin is not bad, is it? I was joking.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, darling. So I'm just telling you that, you know, it's an indicator of the foods that you should eat and helping you to heal.
This just spoke to me right now, so I want to jump to this right here.
Ooh,
and that's moving up to this green calcite.
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful.
We're also running out of time. Yeah,
beautiful.
Okay, so yeah, well, we wanted to keep it like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, look, you learning,
right? So what we learned about this one, and we knew some things already, but I'm going to share with you what it says on these. We get these little cards when we get our crystals. We go to a place called Eclectic here on State Street for them primarily, and we really need to open up our own stores with crystals. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to leave it there for somebody to open. Okay, so it says here, a mental healer dissolving rigid beliefs and old programs. Helps in letting go of what is familiar but which no longer serves. Aids in communication. Powerful stimulator for the immune system, absorbs negativity, and rids the body of what I just said, bacterial infections. So, we were talking about how crystals could be used for various different things. Now, typically, you will probably use this on your heart chakra because it's green. But I'm saying, bow. This would be excellent for that sacral root chakra. T, you wanted to say something about that?
It was just speaking to me right now. I really feel like it's really excellent for the heart chakra. Maybe because that's where I'm at right now. But one of the things that you can do with stones is you can put it on the place where you feel that you most need to feel that energy. And so for me right now, or anyone who's dealing with any heart issues, love, relationships and things of that nature, you could hold it on your heart, or like Mama Nia stated, you could wear a necklace where it will dangle right by your heart. During meditations or during your affirmations, you need to remind yourself that I am loved, I am worthy. And this one right here is great for that as well. This is that rose quartz. It's actually cut in the shape of a heart.
Look at that.
Isn't she pretty? But use that during your affirmations. I have an affirmation in my book, The Magic of Self-Love, that I recommend a lot of women use, that goes, right now I am the woman who deserves to live the life outwardly that I desire and envision inwardly. So as you're saying that, right now I am the woman who deserves to live the life outwardly that I desire and envision inwardly. That could be a part of your meditation, and it strengthens your emotions, strengthens your heart. And with this green calcite, also with your communication and removing negativity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so, again, we were moving up to the heart chakra for a second, but we also were letting you know that you can use this as well as for the root chakra, as we said, that's transferable. Now, she said something moved her, so I'm going to move to one that I love. Another one. Y'all see that amethyst? Y'all see that pyramid? I ain't gonna school you on the pyramid today because that's a lot of information. But right there, sacred geometry in my hand. Now, what I tend to do, and the reason why I'm putting it on my head, because it's the crown chakra piece, amethyst, and it's a great intuition piece. It sends the God force within, and it intuits what is needed for you through the angelic forces. One of the things that I was thinking about when she was speaking on just the healing process and thinking about, chants, that's what she was reminding me of. Incantations and chants are very powerful to your daily ritual. It is important that during times of struggle and times of challenge, that you remember that you are a child of the Most High. And finding meditations and chants that will inspire and empower you and support your purpose will be excellent. Tia and I do this thing which most people probably laugh at us about, but it's okay. Y'all can laugh. We actually record our affirmations that we believe would serve us best. And we listen to ourselves making the statement on a recorder, and then we play it when we're feeling most challenged and forgetting our purpose. And I'm putting this here because I want to give you one as Mama T stated her daily regimen and chant. Mine's would be, I am the master of myself. I control what I say, what I think, and what I do. No external forces are responsible for my behavior. I am patient, peaceful, humble, optimistic, and non-judgmental. I want for my brothers and sisters what I want for myself. And that is one chant that I will do. The other thing that I'll do often, and you can hold that one, which is the solar plex. Another beautiful.
That's
beautiful
that
citrine, boo. Because I look like a real diamond girl right there. That look like a real diamond. Brothers and sisters. I'm not gonna assume I'm just talking to the sisters.
Right.
So this one is right here. I would say I am abundantly joyful. I am always in abundance. I strive to maintain abundance, not just through money, but wealth, health, and prosperity. This is the prosperity stone.
Yes.
You want money? You want to attract some stuff to you? Mess with that citrine. Citrine keeps you feeling that you are rich all the time. Let me tell you. That's why I keep it around my neck, because I want to feel like a rich all the time. I ain't gonna say the other word. But I want to feel rich all the time, and I want to feel empowered and inspired. I want to feel like I need to know when the world is thinking that money only matters. I want to be reminded that it's not just about money.
Right.
It's about joy. It's about happiness. It's about being in that moment and understanding that you're wealthy in that moment and that you have everything you need to be and maintain your wealth. And so citrine gives you that.
Yep. And a lot of times you'll see business owners will have citrine in their cash register. I've seen a lot of business owners, when they open up their cash register, it's a piece of citrine sitting on top of their money, blessing their money, reminding them of bringing that wealth in. But again, like Mama Nia said, it's so important that citrine not only reminds you about the financial end of it, but it reminds you that you are wealth, that you are abundant. And because you are wealthy and because you are abundant, you bring in wealth and abundance.
That's right.
And one of my newer affirmations I just kind of came up with, I say, because I am wealthy, I attract wealth. Because I am valuable, I attract value. Because I am abundant, I attract abundance. So feel free to use that.
Right. And that goes back to, I'm going to go back to this this stone here, which was the green calcite, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I want to say that this is when I wake up every morning, and I probably use this one more often, and the rose quartz. And I give, before I wake up, and as soon as I'm in between the dream state and the awakened state, I give praise for my hands. I give praise for my feet. I give praise for my eyes, my ears, my nose, my mouth, and my chin. I give praise for my ancestral cheeks. And I say that because I want God to understand that I am very grateful. The God forces and the ancestral forces, that I'm so grateful to be awakened again in the morning.
Right.
I think often we take advantage of the time and the space that happens. There's a sister by the name of Aisha of ours that states that she spends an hour before she will do anything. She spends an hour between her and God, whether it's an affirmation, whether it's music, whatever it is. I thought that was so powerful.
Yeah.
And it really reminded me the necessity before I get up and start moving to give praise to just being, to being awakened again, to being able to see again. I think, I'm also a disabilities counselor. I do a lot of trades, honey. I'm also a substance abuse counselor as well. And one of the things of working with both populations is that oftentimes society puts them in a disabled state. And knowing about their experiences, having these experiences of seeing how these people are disabled due to our own conditionings, meaning that we label them, we say that they're, they can't work, they can't do these things. We're just getting into a society where people are starting to appreciate people with disabilities. Actually, right. Tonya just showed me a picture of a woman who was physically abused by her mate or her husband, and she had done hair before, and she literally got herself back in rehabilitation and got herself healed. And now she is doing hair again, but she has a augmented seat that will provide her to sit up, and the ergonomics that we use and kind of adjust the seats so that you can still do some of the trades that you will do. That's what us rehab counselors do. We help you with that part. We don't do the physical therapy part, but we make sure that you get the things that you need to be successful and can get back into work. And so it was so beautiful to see that. Because I think oftentimes we don't understand how blessed we are to have our eyes, ears, nose, teeth, all of that stuff. And I, every day on a regular basis, get to see that deteriorate for many people. And so I think it's important for us to just be grateful that we have the things that we have when we wake up.
And so I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of times we are always looking for things that are outside of ourselves to make us whole or to be grateful for, and it's like, no, be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for being able to see, if you're able to see that morning, being able to taste your food when you get up in the morning, being, like you say, your ancestral cheeks and your chin. I mean, it's so important that we are thankful for these things and we don't just look outside of ourselves, because if any of your clients who have gone through disabilities, or like the young lady that I shared the picture of, if they only saw their ability as being outside of themselves, then once they become disabled, they will feel like life is over.
Exactly.
And a lot of us may not be physically disabled, but we allow the circumstances of life to disable us. So heartbreak makes you disabled. Somebody criticizing you makes you disabled,
That's right.
And then you can't go on because of these issues that happen. And so even though, and I want to say this too, a lot of times people will use stones, they'll get stones and they'll say, this stone is going to protect me. This stone is going to make me wealthy. The stones work with your energy.
That's right.
So you have to first believe that you are worthy of wealth, that you are worthy of protection. That's right. So that when you pull up that garnet stone, wherever it is, to work with protection and grounding and love, or your green calcite or whatever stone you're working with, it is working with the energy that you already have. Okay, so it's so important that you bring your energy to the stone's energy so that the two of you can do some beautiful things together.
Yeah, and see that, and the reason why Tanya's bringing this up, because we're doing actually a lecture this weekend with some young folks talking about, connecting the dots. Do you know what you know? Do you really know it? You know what I mean? So as Tonya was talking, I was thinking about how oftentimes we'll gather crystals, we'll gather all these things. Like, for example, I can tell you why I'm wearing red, because I need to be on a higher vibration. I can tell you why I'm wearing black, because black also is a part of my deepness, my spirit, my ancestral call, my dark magic. I'm wearing silver because silver is a nurturing. See, I'm not even going to all of that. I'm going to stop there because we're running out on time. But my point is that if you are wearing anything, you should be able to tell me why you're wearing everything. Nothing that you place on your body should be without purpose.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's color theory in therapy is real. And it can raise vibrations or it can lower vibrations. That's why everybody's sad when it rains. Hello, and because it's gray outside, it's dark and gloomy. You'll find people who really, there is actual evidence-based information about how rain sends people in depression.
I read that somewhere, that places that get a lot of rain too, like Seattle, maybe
London,
or London, that their depression rates tend to be higher.
And y'all remember that, because I remember there was a whole thing that happened when it got too hot. people were getting heat stroke and falling out in London because they're not adjusted to that. And then when it gets too cold, they too become doom and gloom, and their suicide rates and depression increase in London because there's a set kind of weather in London, and when it goes either too high or too low, they lose it. So that's just in environment. Just think about if they're also wearing not the right colors and not eating the right foods and not, meditating and not. So that combo effect is why then come to me for therapy because everything is a part